And I'm going to talk to you tonight about one of my favorite topics. It's actually the topic of legacy and estate planning. Okay. And what I mean by that is the idea and the plan of leaving money for our heirs, right? Leaving money for our heirs so that we can have them starting off where we left off. All right, question from Mark here tonight. Hey, Mark, how are you tonight?
Hey, Jerry, great topic. I'm doing fine.
Awesome. Thank you. What is your question?
Yeah, Jerry, I was wondering if it's an appropriate situation to have a trustee also be the beneficiary. And if so, does that trustee, do they have, he or she, the fiduciary responsibility to the other beneficiaries and to the trust itself to, perform the duties and implement whatever the trust says?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the answer to that is yes, you can have a trustee also be a beneficiary, and the trustee does have fiduciary responsibility to the trust. And the great thing about that is the other beneficiaries, you can have them be provided with copies of the trust. So if you want to have accountability there, like, let's say you have 4 kids and you're naming one of them as one of them as the trustee, but all 4 of them are beneficiary. The concern would be, does the one kid rip the other 3 off? With a trust, that's really not possible because the trustee has to distribute according to the trust document. So as long as there's some sort of accountability where the other kids know what the trust document says and there's some oversight, it's really hard to have that happen. So that's a good question. And that's also a very valid concern.
Can I add a follow-up question to that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. With that being said, what if it's a very complicated trust with a lot of moving parts? Can the trustee be monetarily compensated for implementing and his time and effort? After the person passes away, can he be compensated by the trust in a fair way? And who determines who that fair compensation is?
Yeah, that's a very good question too. Mark is dropping bombs with the questions tonight. So the compensation, I think that is very fair. I think the thing to look at is if the trustee is the beneficiary, how much in addition to what they're already going to get from the trust, how much in addition do you compensate them? If they're not a beneficiary, then I think it's very fair to give them, a salary, maybe even a incentive for growing the assets. And so that's something that if you want to put in the trust, you'd actually write that into the trust while you're living. And you would create, a basis of, the established pay, any future increases, whether there's fixed compensation, variable compensation. You might even put in there like an escrow company that handles that compensation so that the trustee is having another intermediary involved in their own compensation. So those are all things you could build in. And I would highly recommend and suggest that. I don't think anyone does anything for free. And again, as I said earlier, I'm really against, just saying, hey, I'm gonna have my sister do it, right? Like, you want to have the best quality person doing this. And you want to make sure that if there is a substantial amount of intelligence or ability or know-how required, that you are compensating that, because it is a big deal and it's a big task that they're undertaking for you and your family. If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. Number two, we do a free course on Fridays on personal finance. Okay, you can also get the link for the description there too. And then finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.